Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. It's 5:30. At this time, I'd like to call our meeting to order. And if everyone would please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. At this time, would everyone please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, we are down to approving our agenda. We have a couple of changes. I need to make a motion to amend the agenda by changing action item D from previous title of consider purchase and installation of metal bleachers by BSN Sports for Muhlenberg County Middle School football field to consider purchase and installation of metal bleachers for Muhlenberg County Middle School football field. Second by Mr. Johar. All in favor of amending the agenda by changing action item D, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Hear none. And I'm gonna need to make a motion to amend the agenda by adding action item L, which is to consider approval of work at Central City Elementary School. Second by Mr. Porter. All in favor of amending the agenda by adding action item L, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Are there any other changes or additions to the agenda? If not, I'll need a motion to approve the amended agenda. Motion by Mr. Johar.
Second.
Second by Mr. Porter. All in favor of approving the amended agenda, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. We'll move down now to recognitions. We did.
Good evening, you board members and you guests out there. We're a slimmer crowd today. I have an individual that I'm wanting to recognize this evening who recently received an award, and we wanted to make it more public. She received it at the end of the school year, but we wanted to do it at a board meeting tonight as well. So it's the award for the student teacher. Excuse me. It is given to a student who taught during the fall or spring semester of the 2025-26 school year and demonstrated great potential as a future educator. This year's Student Teacher of the Year is described by Muhlenberg South Elementary staff as one who consistently goes above and beyond, building strong relationships with students and showing up each day prepared, positive, and ready to make a difference. All great qualities for a teacher. Colleagues praise her creativity, from designing engaging lessons and Pokemon-themed projects to thoughtful touches like personalized bookmarks and rewards that leave a lasting impact on students. She connects with every child, showing kindness, patience, and a willingness to meet all learners' needs, including working competently with deaf education students. Through her collaboration, adaptability, and passion for teaching, she has made such a meaningful impression that students and staff alike already see her as an incredible future educator. This individual was born and raised right here in Muhlenberg County. She graduated from Muhlenberg County High School just a few years ago and is now in the process of being hired as a teacher at Muhlenberg South Elementary. So I've asked that you would please join me in congratulating our 2025-2026 Student Teacher of the Year, Miss Kaylee Miller. Ms. That nomination comes from anyone across the district could nominate. And so recognition that I was going to do, but I just want to say this is our final board meeting for a couple people who are here in the room. So we have Ms. Jo Cooper with us this evening. Makes us very, very sad that she's decided that retirement sounds better than working with us each day. But she is retiring at the end of this month after many, many years in our school district. How many years? 27. And for food services director, how many years? 11. I'm sorry, I didn't research that beforehand. That's a long time to feed our kids, and I'd just like to recognize her for that. And I also want to recognize Miss Orr. This is going to be her final meeting in the role that she's playing right now. Not playing, but is in right now as she'll be transitioning. Sorry, that was a terrible word to say. Is transitioning to a different role. So we want to thank you for your leadership in these past 4 years. Finish talking now. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. At this time now, we'll move down to our treasurer's report. I'm gonna make no mistake, Mr. Browning.
All right, good evening. We'll be looking at the PowerPoint that's provided there. Bank balance at month end, $15,426,000. As you can see, it's quite a bit less, and that's because we did invest $10 million in the month of May. So just to kind of give you a breakdown of that, and if you have any more detailed questions, Derek showed up, but I'll try to help as much as I can. But we did invest $10 million, and we invested $2 million of it was for 3 years, $3 million for 4 years, and $5 million for 5 years. And the total potential earnings or estimated earnings over the course of that time and interest will be $2,190,000, somewhere in there. So whenever we, in 5 years, when we're eventually are able to liquidate all this, you're looking at $12,190,000 or somewhere around that area. So, and the reason why they're comfortable doing this also is because we do have a couple of investments maturing next month, or we're able to pull it next month, and that'll be about $5,691,000 cash back in there. And then next July, we'll be able to get another $5,742,000. So within a year's time, we're going to get about $11,433,000 back. So it's going to be, you're not going to miss it too much. That's what I'm saying. So that's why that's a little bit different there. On to the next slide. As far as revenues, a little bit over $2 million for general fund. Fund 2 was a little bit down. Our payment came late for our Fund 2 money. It came in like June 1, so that's why it just didn't show up on the May report. And then we also got our capital outlay money. As far as expenses, as you can see there, the general fund, 3,225 there, and everything else is pretty much normal for around this time of year. And for the general fund breakdown, right now we're 78% seat funded, and you can see the other ones there, typical for this time of year. And also for the expense breakdown here, you can see all the different categories there, but we're still in that low to mid 50s for instruction, which is also normal. So, any questions?
Any questions for the treasurer's report? If not, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Yonts. Second by Mr. Gilmore. All in favor of approving the treasurer's report, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And payment of bills and salaries.
All right. There we go. For the bills this month, total so far is $200,691, and you can see the largest 2 bills there down below.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Porter. All in favor of approving payment of bills and salaries, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Here's one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Public participation, none? All right, we'll move down now to our administrative report and the superintendent report.
All right. I'm going to start with recognition of another one of our members who will be leaving us to pull this out. We have a nice basket of gifts. Oh my goodness. We want to say a big thank you to Kate for serving as our first ever student member on our Board of Education panel, and she's done a phenomenal job, and we've been excited to have you, and just a little bit of a thank you for all that you've done in the time that you've been here with us. We've really enjoyed having you this morning. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Nice little throw. All right, so then the next thing we have is Miss Stacy Jones, who's going to share some end of the year iReady data with us.
All right. So at this time, I'm just going to give just a glance at our end of the year data. Of course, our administrators got to look at that, review that with our reps with iReady during May 19th during our work day. And so this is just a glance at what they looked at. Of course, just to remind everybody, of course, our goal for the 25-26 school year was to improve proficiency percentages for all students in reading and math. Start out with math, and we spent a lot of time in the mid-year review looking at our median, our progress to annual typical growth. And so this graphic up on the screen right now shows where we ended at the end of the year with we made it to 95% in math. And again, this is individual students. So this is tracking individual students' growth. And if we line them up from lowest to highest, we look at a little over half made their typical growth. So we almost made it to that goal of that 100%. Did come in a little short of where we wanted to, but again, wanted to show where we ended up on that. So the next slide shows our spring, I'm glad I have my printout here. Just I just want to see. Make sure I show you those numbers. So I did leave winter because I did want you to be able to compare in front of you tonight the shifts that we did make. This slide compares us, our district, to the state and then the national students that have tested this spring, but then also shows the norms based on the 3-year norms that are set. So you can see that we did have movement from winter to spring. It adjusted, but did stay very consistent with the others across the state and the national norms in math. And the next, and you have the printouts with you in front of you, each grade level. Now this shows 3-year spring to spring, so showing from the time from 23-24 and compares each grade level. So that looks at each grade level each year, not the student's growth, but that's showing each grade level's performance for the 3 years. And then 6th, 7th, and 8th shows that at the middle school level is the next slide that you have. Of course, you do remember in the spring we didn't have as large of a window between that mid-year where we were out several days. In the winter, we had to delay that mid-year diagnostic, so the spring came a little bit faster than we normally have. We didn't have as many weeks in between as we had wanted. So now that I move to reading, we do see again, this is again our median. So if we stack those students up, our goal was 100%. You see that we surpassed that. We did pass 100%, 106% was where we ended up with reading. Proud of that. And then on the spring, we do see the shift from winter to spring, but also the comparison with the state and the national norms there again. And what you'll
notice too, what I do want to point out is that we are seeing that movement in those levels, from that below grade level to above grade level. We are seeing this movement there. Not that we don't want to see more, we want to see a lot more movement, we want to continue to see that, but we are seeing that. And the same for reading, again, we have the breakdown of the grade levels, showing from 23-24 to the current 25-26 school year that we just finished, in K through 5, and then 6, 7, and 8. Now, the next slide that I wanted to add, because I know there is a lot of talk about screen time right now, and just a reminder, with our iReady curriculum, all of the curriculum that is offered right now has both digital and print resources available. We do have both with our iReady that we purchase each year. We get the printed workbooks with the math and reading in K through 5, but also have the digital side. What I wanted to show you is a reminder that iReady does recommend students get about a 45-minute per week in reading and 45 minutes per week in math and personalized instruction, which is beyond their lesson throughout the day or daily lessons. This is just their MyPath. You will see that actually we are on the lower end of that average. Now that's just from winter to spring, but that shows each grade level's average for the minutes per week. And that's what I just want to remind you of, that is per week from winter to spring level. This is for math, and then the next page does show the reading, and that is just for the personalized instruction, but I wanted to, but of course we use a lot of other resources too in addition to that, but I did want you all to be able to see where we were falling on our usage on that. Any questions?
That's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Watkins.
Good afternoon, Chairman, Ranger, board members. I don't have a actual report for you all, but I do want to go over some numbers throughout the year. Our average daily attendance this year, the 25-26 school year, was 93.2%. In comparison to last year, that number was 92.7%, so we're up about 0.5%, which is good to see. Our average daily membership, which is our enrollment throughout the school year, that average was 4,090 this school year. Last school year, 4,204. So we're down, on average, 114 students. And our highest enrollment was month 2, 4,123 students. Highest attendance month this school year was month 8 at 95%. And that is, unless you all have any questions, that's just a few things I wanted to share with you all to end the school year. I'm going to stay up here because I think I'm next.
Yes, you are. I was like, why is he not sitting down? Item A is to consider approving the MOU with the Muhlenberg County Job Corps Center.
So what you all have approved over the last several years was a memorandum of understanding with Job Corps for the whole program. Their federal guidelines have changed. That only has to be done once every 5 years. So what you see tonight is the memorandum of understanding for the co-enrollment program at the high school. That has to be approved each school year now. So the overall program, once every 5 years, co-enrollment will be every year. So that is what you have in front of you as far as the decision paper.
Any questions?
Is there anything that's changed in this?
Just on
years
their
past?
end, there's been a few things change with them, just like the federal guideline of this having to be approved each year and not the overall. The overall memorandum includes career high, co-enrollment, and then like what we provide to them as far as staff. Co-enrollment is the agreement between the high school and Job Corps. So there's not a place for Ms. Orr or Ms. Rager to sign. It's actually would be Ms. Ball.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Ms. Yawns. All in favor of considering the approval of the MOU with the Job Corps, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? I hear none. Item B is to approve amended 25-26 school calendar.
This is a routine procedure at the end of each school year. The form that you all have is generated through Infinite Campus, and this is what we submit to the state at the end of each school year that's approved by the board. You all have approved several amendments throughout the year, but this is the final amended calendar.
Questions? Any motion to approve? Motion by Mr. Johar. Second by Mr. Porter. All in favor of approving the amended 25-26 school calendar, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Hear none. Item C, thank you, is to consider purchasing a bus with Medicaid funds. Mr. Brown.
Yes, so anytime you have a bus purchasing, we have to approval, so this is just approval, it's completely out of Medicaid funds.
He likes buying buses. Have a motion by Mr. Porter.
Second.
Second by Ms. Yawns. All in favor of purchasing the bus with Medicaid funds, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I hear none. Thank you. Somebody's gonna have to sit next to him after December, you realize that?
Scala started that.
All right, so item D, and this is to consider purchase and installation of metal bleachers for the Muhlenberg County Middle School football field.
Yeah, so you have in your documents a quote for, it's bleachers for 100 seats plus 3 spots for ADA for disabled. And this is different than what we'd originally said because it didn't have the other one did not have the ramp. This has the ramp, and so we're asking that you go with this quote from Parks Catalog, the Park and Facilities Catalog. And that bid, when you take out the tax, which when we provide them the tax exempt certificate, that will be $80,000 for those bleachers, for the middle.
Any questions?
Make a motion.
A motion by Mr. Johar.
Another question. Will these bleachers be able to move to the baseball field? I've had a parent say the bleachers in the baseball field is in bad shape, like, or is it permanent?
Yeah, no.
Structure?
Yeah, it would be permanent
Okay.
on the concrete pad that is.
Okay.
Have a motion by Mr. Johar.
Second.
Second by Ms. Yawns. All in favor of considering the purchase, consider purchase and installation of metal bleachers for the Muhlenberg County Middle School football field, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Aye. She's so delayed. All opposed? I hear none. On to item E, and that is approval of the district facilities plan. Ms. Porter.
Yes, so you have the draft of the district facilities plan. We've had 3 facilities planning meetings with the committee, and then the draft plan is sent to KDE. They approve it, it comes back. You all approve it, then there's a public hearing, which will come next. So that is the draft that has been approved by KDE, the district facilities plan.
Any questions? I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Ms. Yawns. All in favor of approving the district facilities plans, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Hear none. Item F is to consider awarding bids for CDL physicals. Mr. Lyle.
Chairman, regular board members. So this is our yearly awarding of CDL physicals, and we've had an ad placed in the paper for 2 weeks. The deadline was June currently using as well. That would be my
Who
recommendation.
be using now?
Community health centers,
What, they're still at $55?
65.
60.
Put 65 for the DOT physical, and then the TB skin test at 15.
I have a motion by Mr. Johar for the lowest bid.
Second.
Second by Mr. Porter. All in favor of awarding the bid for the CDL physicals to Community Health, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Hear none. Item G is to consider the first reading of KSBA Board Policy Update Number 49.
And this is, again, another yearly, and this is Board Policy Update Number 49. All of these are either required by state law, recommendations by KSBA, or policies that we have looked at as well to make some changes to. You have received those. This is the policy update, so this will be the first reading. Our second reading will be in July. And I would recommend that the board consider this as the first reading as KSBA Board Policy Update Number 49 and accept the proposed changes as written.
I make a motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Johar. All in favor of considering the first reading of the KSBA Board Policy Update Number 49, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Hear none. Item H is review of KSBA Board Procedure Update Number 30.
Again, another yearly update. These are the procedures that go along with the policies. This is only a one-time reading because it is procedures. And I would recommend that we adopt the KSBA Board Procedure Update Number 30.
Motion.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Yawns, second by Mr. Johar. All in favor of review of KSBA Board Procedure Update Number 30, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Hear none. Item I is to consider posting a Title I certified art teacher at Muhlenberg South Elementary School.
So at South Elementary, they had a classified staff member that resigned or retired. Resigned. And so we have that opening. It was a classified position. They have reviewed some of their funds with Title I, and they believe that they can use their Title I funds to hire a certified art teacher at the elementary school, and that would be what they would wish the board to approve tonight, and I would recommend that we approve the posting of the Title I certified art teacher at South Elementary.
Have a motion by Mr. Johar.
Second.
Second by Mr. Porter. All in favor of considering posting the Title I certified art teacher at South Elementary, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Item J is to consider early posting and hiring of the principal position at Muhlenberg County Middle School.
So recently, we did hire Mr. Adam Gish as our Assistant Superintendent of District Operations and Personnel. And with that hiring, that left the vacancy at the principal position at Muhlenberg County Middle School. And in order to make sure that we allow for a larger pool of qualified applicants, also to make sure that if a candidate chosen for that position already works in our district and the domino effect, we want to make sure that we get this posted as soon as possible. With the approval, we would get this posted tomorrow, and it has to be posted for 15 days, so that would allow us time to get the interviews in and also some training for the one that is selected to be the principal at the middle school. So I would recommend that we approve the early posting and hiring of the principal position at the middle school.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second by Ms. Shantz. All in favor of considering the early posting and hiring of the principal at Muhlenberg County Middle School, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Item K is to consider early posting and hiring of the personnel assistant position at Muhlenberg County Central Office.
So this this one saddens me a little bit because this is my secretary, Kim Latham, who has been, this is my third year in HR, and she has been my right hand, and I can't say enough good things about her, so this one hurts because we are losing a very qualified, experienced individual, but she is retiring on come October 1st. So with that being an October retiree, then if we post that now, we can get someone in early. Again, for the same reason, if it's someone chosen within the district, we can fill their position. But then the biggest piece of this is the training that could take place between the time we hire and October, because that is a big job in our district of hiring individuals. So I would recommend that we approve the early posting and hiring of the personnel assistant position here at the central office.
I have a motion by Mr. Johar,
Second.
second by Mr. Porter.
Who's gonna do the happy feet, Mr. Lau?
Will she still?
Yeah?
Yes, she will. And that's outside of the school system, so her retirement date won't matter for her.
Yeah, because it's an important piece to carry on.
Absolutely.
All right, all in favor of considering the early posting of the hiring of the personnel assistant, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Item L is to consider approval of work at Central City Elementary.
Central City, they just needed some asphalt work, and Scotty's came in with a pretty good quote on it. So that's all this is, and you can see, and what's provided, you can kind of see what's detailed.
That's a very good work.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's
Is
good.
this the gravel that you talked about?
It is.
That's a very reasonable price. If you look at the size of
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's really amazing. Yeah, I make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Johar,
Second?
second by Ms. Yance. All in favor of considering the approval of the work at Central City Elementary, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And we are down now to board consent agenda items, and these are the approval of the minutes of the prior board meeting, considering facilities use and field trip request. You want?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
You make a motion, okay. Motion by Mr. Porter. Second by Mr. Johar. All in favor of approving the board consent agenda items, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And before we go into closed session, I think Joe wanted to stand up and kind of say some
I
things.
just want to say thank you all for your support. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve the children of Newburgh County. And I appreciate all my wild ideas that y'all have always supported me. Our first year of summer feeding, I had never done it before, had 46 songs. And I couldn't have done it without the help of everybody in this office. And I appreciate y'all. And this will be my last board meeting, unless you miss with my grandkids, and then I'll be back. I appreciate y'all. I really do.
We'll do that.
Pardon me?
We'll do that. So we get to see you
Thank you all so much for
back.
letting me do this job. It's been wonderful.
Well, you've been
Great job.
wonderful. That makes us all sad.
You've done an awesome job.
Yes, she has. Joe's been phenomenal. So, I mean, all through COVID, everything she's done, I mean, just unbelievable. I was behind so many school buses, during that time, and seeing the little kids come out and get their food and their faces and their families, just very touching. And you were the root behind that. So, thank you.
I'll throw something in here real quick just to say, Joe is one of those people who can have 50 million things on her plate and she still walks up to the front and says, hey, what can I do to help? Like, we will definitely miss you. You've been a treasure to get to know and to be around this last 4 years. So
Good job.
we love you.
We do.
Yes.
Thank you for everything. All right, so at this time, we are gonna need a motion to go into closed session to discuss personnel KRS 61.810F, and that is our superintendent evaluation. The last one for Ms. Orr. So, have a motion by Ms. Yance, second by Mr. Johar. All in favor of entering into evaluation of our superintendent on the seven standards. Standard 1, strategic leadership, we gave exemplary. Standard 2, instructional leadership, we also gave exemplary. Standard 3 is cultural leadership, we gave exemplary. Standard 4, human resource leadership, exemplary. Standard 5, managerial leadership, we also gave exemplary. Standard 6 is collaborative leadership, we also gave exemplary. And the final standard, Standard 7, which is influential leadership, we also gave exemplary. So,
Good job.
Thank you.
our last one was great. So,
Good job, then.
and
I
at
wish you had
this,
stayed longer, honestly. We were talking about it, you know, you had the passion, you said what you said at the interview many years ago, and we still remember you've done what you said.
you did, absolutely. So we said, you know, the ideas you brought to the table is what you wanted to do and what vision you had for our
Not that
district,
we
and
were
you've made it
concerned, but
happen. So.
anything is just, you know, being out of town
Yeah.
person and to prove it right, that was huge for us to continue that next time, you know.
Thank you.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
appreciate you.
I've
We
loved it.
are so
Yeah.
excited that you're getting to retire, but you're staying with us a little bit longer. And I know, you know, your family is important, and your husband's retired, and you're gonna have a lot of good fun times left ahead of you. So, thank you.
Gonna be a grandmother during the time.
That's right.
Old granny. Retired granny.
That's the best way to retire.
Yeah.
All right. So at this time, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Yance, second by Mr. Johar. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye.